Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigfoot Club. Robert Jesse Dominguez, Ash Tucker, Stephen Robert Dominguez, Earl Kennedy. Believe in us, believe in Bigfoot Club, because we are too sweet.
Hi, this is Eric Altman, Bigfoot researcher from Pennsylvania, and you're listening to the Bigfoot Club podcast.
Hey everybody, Robert Jesse Dominguez, Bigfoot Club, Season 2, Episode 25. I'm here with Ash. Hey Ash, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I feel like this is deja vu.
Oh, all over again.
So I'm pretty excited today. You want to ask me why I'm excited?
Why are you excited, Robert?
Because we have Ghoul Gals Paranormal
in
the house.
We are lucky.
We are lucky. They're official Bigfoot Club podcasters now. So
it's fantastic. It seems like we just keep getting luckier and luckier.
And we get good people.
Absolutely.
Hey guys. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
This feels like deja vu.
It
really does. It really does.
Again, it feels like you just said that too.
We have Sydney Reyes on, Jennifer Rose Sprague, Jennifer Reuter with Ghoul Gals Paranormal based out of San Antonio. I've been trying to get you guys on for the longest time, and I want to apologize for not having the right schedule and conflicting stuff. So I'm finally glad to have you guys on. Thank you for being on.
Thank you for having us.
So I've noticed recently, not recently, probably like the last couple months, that you guys really taken off. You guys, your Facebook group is like, I think your Facebook group has more likes than Bigfoot Club.
Like all together.
Yeah, like all together. So you guys like, because I'm like a big wrestling fan, and if you guys were wrestlers, you guys would be over, because you guys are, people want to talk, people are talking about y'all, and y'all are branching out, and you guys want to touch on that really quick?
We just can't believe we got, this opportunity to start our own team, and we're very excited to be part of such an awesome network. We are a part of Paranormal United Network, who has a bunch of amazing guys on the team, and we pretty much owe most of it to them. Without their support and their encouragement, I don't think we would have taken off the way we did. At the beginning, we weren't so sure if this was going to work out. We just kind of went ahead with it, and we met some amazing guys, and they kept encouraging us to keep going and doing what we love to do, which is investing in the paranormal. And thank you to all the awesome guys and girls of Paranormal United Network.
Right on.
Yeah, definitely starting out with the team, we did not know or think that this was going to happen so quickly. I mean, it hasn't even been 2 months. Within the first week, we got 1,000 followers. So it's been amazing.
Awesome stuff. I wanted to ask you guys, what got you started in paranormal? Sydney, if you don't mind going first.
Sure. So what got me into the paranormal was my first shadow apparition that I saw. My aunt, wanted to have a sleepover because my uncle was an overnight security guard. And so we're like, okay, so just so she wouldn't stay home by herself, we, all got together and had a sleepover. And, we did what most girls do at a sleepover. We talked about boys and had pizza and danced and just act like, girls. And I grew up into a really, really religious household. So every Sunday, my grandma's like, we're going to church. Like, everyone's going to church. So my aunt's like, you know what? It's getting late. We have to go to church in the morning, so let's go to sleep. I'm like, okay. And I've always been the heavier set one out of my family. So me and two of my cousins slept in her daughter's room, and they had some bunk beds in there. So I slept on the top bunk by myself, and probably 2 or 3 in the morning, it gets cold, like ice cold. And the vent was within arm's reach for me, so I reached up to the vent, and it was off. But I'm still freezing cold, and I'm trying to, figure out what's going on. So I turned to look towards the window and to see if it's open. And as I'm turning to look towards the window, I see a full-bodied apparition of a lady. I see her curly hair, her shoulders. Now, mind you, I'm on the second bunk, and the second bunk's pretty high, so she must have either been floating off the ground or a really tall woman. So I start to scream and call for help, and nothing's coming out. And so my grandma always said, if you ever get scared, cover your head. So I covered my head and I prayed. And as soon as I got done praying, it got hot. I was drenched in sweat, and I fell asleep. Well, the next morning at the table, I'm crying my eyes out, telling my aunt what's going on. And I'm telling my aunt what's going on, and her two daughters are trying to come in the kitchen to, see what's going on. And the youngest one, Ariana, goes, Mom, if you're talking about the old lady in our room, we already know. And she looks at them, and she had this puzzled look on her face, and she's like, what old lady? Her sister, Raimi, joins in and goes, yeah, Mom, the old lady who's in our room. She'll either sit on the bed and watch us play, or she'll stare out and look at the window, like watch outside. And my aunt looks at them, looks at me, and she goes, y'all are crazy. There's no old lady in that room. When she said that, the bedroom door slammed shut. They all look at me, and we bolt out that house, and we are just gone. And now that I think about it, my grandma actually had to curándome de susto. She had to bless me with the egg. And that was like the first thing that got me into the paranormal. After that, I was like, there's more out there than what we know. So, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
So after that, you got intrigued and you wanted to know more, and it got you going? Or
oh yeah, most definitely. That was like my awakening to know that there's more out there than just what we know and what we see.
Okay. We could go Jennifer Rose. What's how did you get started in paranormal? What got you interested in paranormal?
So, what intrigued me in paranormal is when I was younger, I would see and hear people who couldn't be seen or heard by just anybody. So I would talk to Spirit a lot. And I was actually so of course, younger, you're afraid. Then a little bit older, you become intrigued, like, okay, what's going on? Why are you here? What do you need from me? Why are you trying to talk to me? Type of deal. And then also, I'm also empathic. So I'm a very good reader of people. So if I meet somebody and I don't think that they're going to mesh with me, or, okay, let's go back. Being younger, if I met somebody, I'd be like, they're not a good person. Now I don't make that assumption, because what if the vibe that I'm getting is just them not meshing with me and who I am? They could be a good person, but their personality is not going to work with my personality. But when I was younger, of course, they're not a good person. We should talk to them. And I would get that stigma of, hey, you're not a good person because you make assumptions about people. And really, it was just my intuitive self trying to be protective of other people. So I would get picked on. And then when I tell people, oh, well, spirit comes to me, and I can walk into a room and say, I'll be drawn to the closet. I open the closet door, and there's a little boy there. I don't necessarily see him, but I feel him. I know that there's a little boy there, and that he is sad, and he died a very, very sad, lonely death because his parents kept him in that closet. Now that I'm a little bit older, I don't necessarily have all of that really great intuitiveness, I guess, that gift. It's been hidden somewhere, but because people have told me, you're crazy, that's not true, that's not what you're thinking, when it's like, okay, what's wrong with me if that's not what I'm thinking? But why am I opening a door and thinking, oh, there's a little boy there? So it kind of just made me second guess who I was as a person. And so that's why I want to be a paranormal investigator, and that's why I want to be a voice, because there's kids out there that are being told, hey, no, yeah, you're a little crazy. When now there's the internet, they can get on, they can see our show and know that they're not alone.
Whenever you get these feelings, I mean, or you say that there's a little boy here, I feel that. Do you go off feelings? Mm-hmm. Do you go off like emotions? Do you go? It's like a mental picture. I just want to get an idea.
It's a mental picture. A mental picture mixed with those emotions. Mm-hmm. Now, I have seen full body apparitions that were not a mental picture. They were right in my face. That's weird. My phone's recording, but I'm not on the phone.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah, so I have like a little, I'm on my phone, like on a chat or on the actual phone, it automatically records, and that comes up. And it was like, and that's how I know it's recording. Where I looked at my phone right now, and it was actually recording. Sorry, anyway.
So I don't mean to rude and interrupt you, but the funny thing that the reason why she's surprised by that, everyone, is because Jennifer Rose actually has paranormal activity going on in her house. So that's a little bit of a shock for her and us as well.
You don't investigate your own house, do you?
No.
Okay, that's actually smart. I was going to say you shouldn't do that, but but if you got stuff going on, you probably recognize it. You recognize it and stuff. So
Oh, yeah, in my house there's a little boy. There's also several other spirits here. But I only know of the little boy because, like I said, I'm not as intuitive as I was when I was younger. My brother is actually a little bit more intuitive than I am still, and he still lives here. So he told me that there's a little boy here, and he's actually caught that little boy laughing on camera. Because he had kittens, he set up a camera, and the kittens were freaking out. And then you see the camera move, and then you hear a little kid laughing, and there was nobody in the house. So
did he know about the little boy in the house, or no? Or
he had actually already told me that he thought that there was a little boy in the house, and then he caught that.
Wow. I mean, I think there's been times I know it has not been doing paranormal stuff that I've had some visions or some thoughts. And it's like, it's one of those things that you can't turn on, or I can't say, okay, I'm going to go to this house, I'm going to do this. But I know I've had some incidents where I was going to a grocery store, and I'll make this really quick. I went to a grocery store and I parked, and I had my nephew with me. He was 7 at the time, and these two guys parked next to me, and I told him, get back in the car. He goes, why? I don't know. So he got back in the car. We drove to another store. As we were leaving that store, coming back, that whole store that we were at, that those guys parked next to us, was surrounded by cops. And so the next day I walk into that grocery store and I say, hey, what happened yesterday? And the guy said, we got held up by two guys. I said, a green shirt and a tan shirt? And he goes, yeah. I go, oh my God. Cause I parked right next to them. And I just felt like really negative stuff from them. And I go, get in the car. We're leaving. We're not staying here. And so it's something that I can't turn on. It's it just happens. It just happens sometimes. So I can't explain it or define it. I say, okay, well, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with my gut, I trust and stuff. So
I think everybody has the ability to kind of tap into that just some people, I think I kind of put this way, from that movie I liked, it's like, it's a flashlight and you're looking in the dark.
Yeah.
And some people got a better flashlight, it's kind of, kind of like that. Everyone gets a little bit, but some people get more.
Yeah, John Bullard, the guy from Between the House in Between, he said that he equates it to like a veil, like a little veil that he can open up and just look, and then it's not always there.
Yeah,
that's
a pretty common term. Like they say, like different times of year that it's thinner, like at Halloween and different times of the year, you know.
Yeah.
So there is more prone to activity or whatever.
Well, that's interesting, Jennifer Rose, on that stuff. So, do you use that? Do you use that skill set whenever you do like an investigation, or you try to harness it, or try to do?
I try. I've been trying to, because, like I said, it's not as strong as it was when I was younger.
Right.
But I definitely am trying, to meditate and things like that so that I can get back there. I try to use it during investigations, but not. Sometimes I get blocked off. So because I haven't been actively using it or exercising that, I feel like it's very easy for spirit to try to block me off so that I don't see what's going on. But Sydney does use it while we're in investigations, and so does Jennifer Reuter.
I was going to lean toward the other Jennifer Reuter. What got you into paranormal?
Well, mine started in my childhood as well. I grew up in my grandparents' house, so I did hear a lot of things going on, things whispering in my ear, and the one that really stuck with me was about the age I was about 6, and I kept hearing someone sitting on my grandmother's bed when she wasn't in her room. And constantly I would hear that, and no one would believe me until they were alone in her room, where someone would sit down and then stand back up. And I'd jump on that dang bed trying to find out if it was the springs or what the heck was going on. And at one point, I had to deal with the way till I was a teenager. One time I came home in a very bad mood. So it kept sitting down and getting up over and over. And I turned to it and I go, would you just sit down, pick a spot already, or leave? And next thing you know, it sounded like and looked like someone laid down on the bed and started rolling around. You can hear the springs moving all over, and all of a sudden it abruptly stopped. And then the light shone through my grandmother's window onto the bed, and I never heard it after that. But it has always been with me. Whether I'm walking in the park or just passing by something, I'm always seeing something or hearing something.
Do you think this is the same? Because you said you were a child, and as you got older, it was like over like in the bed. Do you think this is the like same spirit, same entity?
Not at all. I think that entity left, and I keep asking my grandparents had anyone ever died there, and they were like, no. And so eventually they were like, well, your great-great-grandfather passed away outside in a kind of like a outdoor house, but he'd always go in and he'd chat with my grandfather, and, he'd make him dinner and go back to his little area, his little room. And I think it was him always visiting.
Do you think he's like your spirit guide?
I don't think so. I was like the one to first see it. After a while, a couple of people, they started noticing it, and they were like, okay, so she's not hearing things. That bed is definitely getting sat on.
So after these incidents, you wanted more? Or?
I'd say so. I definitely wanted to get more proof of it. I mean, I was a kid, so I didn't have like a camera on me or anything that I have now. And I would have definitely loved to have caught it on camera or been able to say something and catch it, a voice recording of something. Because things that I hear and that I used to see as a child, I never got to catch them. But now as an adult and a paranormal investigator, I have that chance to finally say, hey, I'm going to get you on camera. I'm going to get you your voice recording, and we're going to prove that I'm not crazy and I'm not hearing things.
I'm kind of cross between it, thinking that it's like a relative, a spirit guide. I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. Ash, you got any thoughts?
I'm eating.
She's eating right now.
Our pizza got here like 5 minutes after.
That's why. That's why I asked her a question, because she's eating right now. It was
on purpose. No, it could go either way. I think I've told you that story that there's been something in what's now my aunt's house, but it used to be my grandparents' house, and pretty much everybody in my family's had some kind of experience there. That's where I had my first, where I felt like there was somebody's hand on my shoulder, and I couldn't tell you who it was, but it kind of felt like they were I'm pretty sure it was a man, because my Aunt Penny said that she had seen a man standing in the kitchen window, which is this big picture window that's probably like 6 feet long and like maybe 4 foot high, just standing there right after they moved into this house. And it's like from the...
Did you think it was like a relative?
I don't know if it was a relative, because my family moved in there when my mom, like right before my mom was born, so in the 60s. And that house is like from like the early 1900s.
Wow.
But I don't know. We just kind of made him one, you know. It was just like, that's the dude that lives in the back of the house, kind of, you know. And it just, we kind of accepted him into the family, you know. It's just kind of there. You don't really talk about it like it's weird. It's just like known, you know.
You didn't think it was malicious or not?
No, never. It always like that time that I felt that hand was when my grandpa was dying of cancer.
Oh, I see.
And he was in a lot of pain that night. And, you know, I was really young, and it was kind of, I mean, to now, that was probably one of the most traumatic things that happened to me as a kid. And that's when it happened, you know, I felt it. Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to comfort you.
It seemed that way.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Sydney, so tell me a little bit about Ghoul Gals Paranormal. What brought this concept up? How big is your group?
Well, Ghoul Gals Paranormal started when, honestly, I'm not going to lie, it started kind of like as this little joke between me and Jennifer Rose and Jennifer Reuter. I was like, we should form our own team. Like, we should totally do this. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And I would just laugh about it. And I'm like, I'm just playing. But we decided, you know what? We mesh well together. Like, I've only known these girls for a short amount of time, and I already feel like they're my sisters. That's how close we are. And we're all moms. We are all mothers of very, young children. So we understood each other when one of us couldn't make it out to an investigation, or one of us, couldn't join a podcast because our kid was being really loud that day. We understood each other from the mother's point of view. So we were like, you know what, we need to form our own team to where we won't get in trouble if we can't go to an investigation. We won't get yelled at if our kid's being loud in the background. And we still wanted to continue to investigate, but not forget who we really were as mothers and as women. So we formed this team, and we were like, okay, we need to start finding women to add to our group. I believe there's 5 of us? 8 of us. No. There's 10 of us. We have so many girls, I've lost count. There's 10 of us, and each one of us is either a mom or... We're all moms, except for one of us, Kat. Kat is a college student. She is actually going to be going to Texas State in San Marcos. So we're really proud of her. So, we just wanted to get a bunch of group of women together and show people that women can investigate as well. Even balancing out, motherhood, being a wife, being a girlfriend, whatever, our standpoint is, and still be able to investigate and do what we love. We are a nonprofit group. We basically just investigate because it's something that we love. We don't charge for our services at all. Yeah, a lot of people, that's the first thing a lot of people ask us is, do we charge?
Yeah, and that's horrible when people, that kills me whenever groups do that. Oh my God. It's like, it's a cardinal sin. Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if you saw this post I made yesterday about it's like wearing a band shirt to the band that's playing. You just don't do that.
Right.
It's just known you don't do that. It's bad. It's
bad.
You don't do it.
Yeah, we agree. Yeah, yeah. We don't like that idea of the whole charging of investigating because it's like I said, it's something that we love to do, and at the end of the day, we're also doing it for the client to help get them answers, to help them understand what's going on and why they're being plagued by the paranormal.
That's because I didn't know you guys that well, but for some reason I gravitated toward y'all because I knew, I don't know, recently because I gravitated toward Brad Freeman, and
he's an awesome guy,
and Cecilia from Crazy Cat Paranormal. I love her, I love him, and I just gravitated toward them because I just felt that they just want to help people, and that's all I want to do too. Because you guys are a part of Pentex, and Pentex we're not an active group. We were active like 10 years ago, and I was the case director for the group. And at the time, all I cared about was just helping people. That's all I cared about. And so the director for Pentex, she's going through some stuff, so she asked me to take over the Facebook group, so I did. And so I was primarily just wanting to educate, informed, and help people. And so anybody that joined the group, I was really happy about it, but I still got a bunch of cases, and I'm not in any kind of situation where I could help people, so I could facilitate stuff. So I've been handing cases out to Brad Freeman's group. I was handing some stuff out to Dirty South Paranormal, and then I asked Cecilia if she wants to take on some stuff, and now I'm asking you guys if you want to take on stuff too. So I'm getting cases like almost like 3 a week at least.
Wow.
So,
that's awesome.
But I was getting back to your subject, I was gravitating toward you guys because I just felt that you guys wanted to help people and just wanted to educate them, and so I don't know. That's where we are right now.
Yeah, and that's how we see things as well. We want to put the word out there.
Yes, that's exactly what we want, is to help people and educate people.
And we're also, willing to learn from others as well. We're not professionals, like by all means. We don't know everything in this field. We're still learning as we go along too. We're not like expert professionals. Sorry, let me elaborate on that.
But you're passionate about it, so that's good enough for me.
Oh yeah,
our heart's in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask this question. What is the Ghoul Baby?
It's our Ghoul Gal in training.
Yes. So we don't like the word probation period very much. It sounds like you did something naughty.
Yeah.
So we were like, we need to come up with a name that still represents us as Ghoul Gals. So it's like you got your foot in the door, but you're not all the way in just yet. So that's what we came up with.
Yeah. So they're not officially members yet. We just want to make sure that this is the right thing. They are the right thing for us, and this is the right thing for them. That this is something that they do want to do. Because sometimes you don't know what you're getting yourself into. We want them to have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Say,
Anytime.
Turns out this isn't what I want to do.
Yeah. Most people don't know what to expect when they get into it, and that's why a lot of people quit on us. They just want the exciting parts. They don't want to do the work. It's boring, and you have to go through evidence, and you have to do all this stuff, and they don't want to do that.
Yeah, we have a saying like in Bigfoot is that just because you like Bigfoot doesn't mean I got to be in the woods with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're not going to put the work in, or you're going to be a liability.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. It's the same thing with us. Like we tell the girls, we're not going to guarantee 100% when you go out and investigate with us if something's going to happen. Because there's times when we're sitting there all night, quiet,
right,
talking to the air. Mm-hmm. So to the outside looking in, we look like a bunch of weirdos just sitting there talking to ourselves.
Yeah,
but it's the evidence that we go through afterwards, all the long hours of reviewing the evidence, reviewing DVPs, reviewing DVRs, that we actually do catch the really good stuff. So it's like we say, like if you want to be part of this team just because of what you see off of TV or what you see off of YouTube or what it's not like that at all. It actually takes a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize it, but it really does take a lot of work. But we love it. It's our hobby. It's my second life. Honestly, I love it. Like I would do this every single day if I could.
Do you think it's you guys calling?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I definitely think so.
That's
I wouldn't have met them if it wasn't for it either. And this team just came together so fast.
Really fast.
Because of our passion for it. And we're excited and we're ready to help people.
Yeah, as of right now, you guys are official San Antonio. You guys are official. I don't recognize anybody in San Antonio now, so just y'all. Just y'all.
Well, thank you.
I used to know a team down there, but they probably don't exist anymore.
No.
Well,
I just wanted to ask also. Let's see, what's my next question? What is y'all's biggest influence in the paranormal field? Like, what person or group or that's got y'all influence y'all the most?
Why would you ask us such a hard question? Man, we've met so many amazing people in the Paranormal United Network. We've met so many amazing people in the paranormal field. It's hard to pick just one person. Each person brings something that we all kind of cherish. It's like Brad Freeman said last night. We're all a big old puzzle. We are each little puzzle pieces, and together we make this very big, giant Para-Unity family and community. So it's really hard to be like, oh, well, this person's my favorite or that person's my favorite, because I mean, we love all of them equally, and they all bring something that we love and we learn from. And so that's a hard question. Really hard question.
Okay. Well, I mean, it could be like, who's the first person to influence you?
Grant Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're the first team I found too. I was 12 years old and like emailing them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. She nailed it. I was that girl who went to Twitter and they had their Halloween specials and they're like, oh, tweet live with Grant Wilson and Steve and Dave Tango, and I was clicking on the clip, just click on my laptop and on my computer, and my dad's like, go to sleep, and I'm like, you're catching good evidence.
Yeah,
I need to learn this.
Yeah, I was excited because I knew them, quote unquote, knew them from the internet. Like, I don't know, a good 4 or 5 years before the show started, probably more than that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, those are my internet friends.
That's us now.
Yeah.
Like, legit, when Ghost Adventures were going on, we would have what we called our Booze and Booze Wednesdays. We would cam up like we are, on Zoom, and we would watch Ghost Hunters live from the couch. And we'd be like, oh my God, we know Daryl. Look, there's Brandon.
Yeah, it was like that on the big early seasons. There was a few people. It's like, oh, I know that guy, and I know that person, and oh my God, that's that lady we met at the conference.
I think when they started, I was still doing Bigfoot stuff.
Probably, yeah, because it was like it was my senior year, so 2004, 2005.
I was doing like independent stuff in East Texas. But anyway, sorry.
You're good.
Jennifer Rose, who's your biggest influence? Like within the community, who's?
One of the persons that stood out to me when we were talking about creating our own group was actually John Doherty. Because he was shaking my head. He just had this really great vibe towards him. And us girls had actually done like a little podcast with him. He just decided to randomly go live because he used to be on YouTube and decided to do that. And that was actually his first show. And he was like, whoever wants to hop on. Well, we hopped on. And that's when I felt like we could do this. He made us feel like at that point we were a good team, that we did have that glue that fit together correctly. So I guess I would say he was one of the inspirations for going ahead and getting that confidence to do our own team. And then as far as like a mentor, I don't know. It's just so hard to choose out of everybody. But John is one of the ones that stood out because that was one of the stepping stones. Being on with him was one of the stepping stones that ended up creating Ghoul Gals Paranormal. And I don't think he actually knows that.
He's going to know. If he listens to the show, he's going to know now. So, Jen Reuter, who's the biggest influence for you?
Mine aren't celebrities, really. I guess my influence would be my grandparents because I grew up listening to their ghost stories that were true. And I just wanted to, see what they saw, but this time I get to capture it. I do look up to a lot of these guys and gals in the paranormal. I get to see George and Kara Shoplin and Gary Woodward and Stephen Woodward. They're a big influence on me, and I hope to learn a lot more from them. Keith Bailey as well. These are awesome people.
They seem like, I don't really know all of them that well. I mean, I actually know them through y'all and Brad Freeman, but they seem like really, really good people. And, Adriana Hart just taking that case from me, that spoke volumes to me. So I said, man, that's awesome. I don't even know her. I reached out to her, and she with a Ghost Lab, and she just took the case. So I mean,
they are so awesome. And, and you mentioned another one, Keith Bailey. Keith Bailey was also a big influence and supporter. Definitely somebody I look up to. We get advice from him a lot. We've had just our little personal Zoom calls with him, going over what's currently going on with our team. So he keeps up with us. He makes sure that we're good if we need anything and things like that. That he's open.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'll say this, that this collection of paranormal people right now, they seem like really good people, and people are not like that in the Bigfoot community at all. I'll just say that.
Wow.
Mm.
So, but I think it's awesome that there's a collection of good people, and I really like it. So, I wanted to ask you guys, what type of equipment you guys use. I mean, there's not a really right or wrong answer here. I just wanted to ask what kind of stuff you guys use.
We have a bunch of equipment, actually. We have EDI meters, Foo Buddy, DVR systems, motion light, night vision cameras, spirit box,
Recorders, bells,
laser grid light.
Wow. Impressive.
Most of all of the most impressive stuff belongs to Jennifer Reuter.
Pretty much, yeah. And then, of course, we all
selling Avon paid off.
And then especially like our gifts. We are each gifted in some way. We all are empaths and sensitive. So we have our own abilities as well to contribute to all of our awesome bunch of beautiful equipment.
You guys mostly do residents, or you do commercials, or what? Anybody?
I don't know.
I say we do a little bit of everything, actually, but right now that we're just beginning, and because of the virus, we haven't been able to do as much as we like. We've done one residence so far, and we have a few that we have upcoming, and we're going to do the Black Swan Inn also on the 25th of this month. So we're really excited to actually go out and capture something.
Right on. Are you guys going to be doing like a live, or are you just going to go in there and just try to collect some evidence, or what?
I don't know if we've decided yet, actually.
Yeah, we're actually going to collab with Dirty South Paranormal for the Victoria Black Swan Inn. So we were going to talk to them and see if maybe they wanted to do live, or if they were okay if we did a live. Try to just give everyone a little glimpse of what's going on that night.
Yeah, we have a little chat we call the Mighty 10. Yeah, the Mighty 10 Black Swan Inn. There's only 10 of us can go because that's their limit. That's the Black Swan Inn as far as how many people can be there right now. Because yay COVID. So yeah, that's definitely something we got to talk to everybody about because it's not just us. There. So thanks for bringing that up.
Nice. Are you guys doing like anything with Brad Freeman?
Brad Freeman
and Lauren Gonzalez.
Mr. Brad. Me and him actually connected through a message yesterday after the podcast we did with him, and he was like, "We need to set up somewhere to go." I think he said he was going to look into the Ballinger, Texas, and have our team and his team go out to the Ballinger Hotel and check out that place because he was surprised that my team's never gone, and he was like, "No, y'all are going. Like, I'm dragging y'all out there. We're gonna investigate the place, and it's gonna be awesome." And I was like, "Well, let's do it. I'm down for it."
He is a good dude. He is a great dude. I love him.
He is a really awesome guy.
So much. I mean, he's helped me so much, and I cannot say enough good things about him and Lauren Gonzalez. They're such good people, and I think I went to a point where I had like 10 cases, and he took them all.
Nice.
He took them all, and some of the people that reached out to me end up joining Pentex, and he ended up helping them so much that they're actually members now of Pentex, and they're actually posting stuff like happy stuff, and he's helped them out so much. And so I was listening to the show last night, and he was saying that I don't know why he likes me because he's talked so hard. He's a good dude. That's just his period. He's a good he's good peeps, and I've already had him on the show twice. So
yeah,
him and Lauren are just like good people, and they just want to help people, and that's I can't say enough of that. But anyway, he's a good dude, so you guys should collaborate or something.
Definitely for sure.
It's definitely in the works, definitely in the plans. I know we'll for sure be seeing them at Cloud Clock Fear Fest, right? So they'll be there. So there's going to be there's like a little Fear Fest thing that's been worked up. It was last minute, but it should be cool. We're going to go out and investigate with everybody, and it's going to be like a little con.
Mm-hmm.
And that's July 31st to August 1st in Cloud Cross, New Mexico. It's going to be at a little Western bar. This is going to be really cool. So that will definitely go live for a little bit.
Are you guys driving out there?
We're driving.
Or flying.
Going.
Or flying.
I want to fly.
We're poor. We're driving.
Yeah, I'm a real estate agent. So
you guys are too funny.
I wanted to fly, but collectively, it's not really.
It's not in the budget. It's not in the budget.
The real estate agent wanted to fly, and the HEB pharmacy employee and the Avon rep can't afford that.
You guys are too funny. You guys need to go on the road.
That's what they're trying to do.
I know.
Well,
you crack yourself up.
If paranormal doesn't work out, we'll be comedians. I mean, who knows?
Since you guys are on Bigfoot Club, you guys are big time now. No, I'm just kidding. Since you guys are on
like medium time.
Yeah, I know, right? Since you guys are on Bigfoot Club now, what's y'all's take on Bigfoot?
I'm a big Bigfoot believer.
I believe.
I
definitely believe.
Like, if I could go on vacation, I would probably go somewhere to go Bigfoot hunting with like real Bigfoot hunting people. Mm-hmm. Like that's on my bucket list, and it has been.
We'll do it.
East Texas.
Yeah, we got you.
Let's go.
East Texas. I'm telling you right
Oklahoma.
now. Yeah, or Oklahoma, or
Oklahoma Tex. Like Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, that little where it all kind of comes together. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I just sold a piece of land in Bigfoot, Texas. There's a little area here near San Antonio called Bigfoot, Texas, and they have a Bigfoot museum.
Yeah. I think I've passed through there a couple of times and I've seen that. But they haven't had any recorded Bigfoot sightings in there probably since like before, I don't know, the 50s.
Well,
so
it's too obvious. They're like, psh,
yeah,
this is where they're gonna look for me. I gotta go over here.
Right. Again, here they named it Bigfoot.
But East Texas is the East Texas, like anything east of Tyler. You're gonna all the counties in that area have like, multiple sightings in that area. So
that's when it starts getting kind of swampy.
Yeah, there's a stretch
closer to Louisiana.
There's a stretch between Longview and the Louisiana border. Is called Monster Central, and they've called that for years because it's the Bigfoot there are very, very aggressive. And they chase people out of areas, chase them out of their cars and all kinds of crazy stuff. For some
perspective, that area of Texas is also kind of close to Falk, Arkansas, where the Legend of Boggy Creek took place.
Right.
So that general area, like Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, yeah. From not too far north from there, so yeah. But it's very, very woodsy. Lots of swamps and lakes, and it's perfect, honestly, for something like that.
But to be totally honest with you, I'm more scared of paranormal stuff than I am about Bigfoot stuff. Because like paranormal stuff can follow you home. Mm-hmm. You know, Bigfoot.
You can't drive.
That's one of the topics.
Yeah.
Because Bigfoot is one of the topics that kind of like starts a little argument between us. Because I am the biggest skeptic when it comes to something other than paranormal.
Yeah.
I'm not real big into Bigfoot. I'm not real big into fairies. That's not my cup of tea. I'm that person to where, like, if I don't see it and experience it myself, it's not real. Sorry.
I'm totally with you on that. I'm totally with you. I was that way too. And when I helped form TBRC in 99, 2000, we were getting hits from people like at 3 a.m. And I had a lady call me from Paris, Texas. And I think her husband was a truck driver or something. He was a deep night guy or something. And this Bigfoot was coming behind her house and like peeking through the back window. And she had 2 little girls. I think it was like 3 and 4. And she was scared. She was scared out of her mind. She reached out to the local sheriff. He didn't want to help her. She called her husband. He didn't want to help her. So she called me at 3 a.m. crying. And I said, I got to help this lady. And so I went out there to go check it out, and I've personally never seen a Bigfoot. I've been in areas that I've get screamed at. I've had rocks thrown at me and way in the woods where no one knows where I'm at. And Ash has been with me too, as well as like we've been in the woods where we got screamed at.
Where things happen that I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to try to convince someone that there's a Bigfoot. But I'm gonna at least try to help people out who's
my stance on it is I don't care what it is. I just want to know what it is. Whatever it is happening in this area. It's just like it could be something known, because animals do weird shit, and if you don't know, if you're not an expert, there's no way of knowing. Yeah. But also, some things can't be.
Yeah, I was gonna say also, you guys can cuss on the show if you want to.
Yeah.
It's unrestricted. It's unrestricted.
Let me tell you how happy that makes me. I'm just saying.
But so 2 out of 3 y'all believe in Bigfoot. And Sydney, you don't believe in Bigfoot. That's cool. I mean, you got to be a skeptic.
I mean, I didn't that night. I mean, honestly, whenever we had all that stuff going on, I was an asshole teenager that was like, whatever, but I'll do it. I was kind of like, I'm not really happy that our team is associating with this, but whatever.
Yeah.
I want to be taken serious. And then we went out in the woods and my mind got completely changed.
Yeah. Whenever you get screamed at and like rocks thrown at you in the middle of the woods where no one knows
I've never heard of anything like that. And, I grew up running in the woods all the time, and I've never heard anything like that before in my life or anything since like that.
I want that so bad. And see, that's why we're called Ghoul Gals Paranormal, because everything paranormal related is what I want to investigate, not just spirit.
And
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not up for it. If the girls are like, hey, let's go monster hunting, I'm up to go monster hunting.
Yeah.
And honestly, the more you get into it, the more it's seems that one does not exclude the other.
Yeah.
That exactly. A lot of times that these
synchronicities,
these creatures are drawn to places that have this kind of energy going on, and it just might be something primal.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or they could just be a different type of people that know are like more in tune. It's like they reach this level and this is where they got to be. They don't need what we need, and they live their life that way. You know, I mean, I'm big into the idea.
Yeah, we did a podcast a while back called Brown Springs, and it's when I went out to go do a Bigfoot deal out there, and I didn't know. I later researched the area, and I found out that this area was like body dumping grounds for the Dallas mob, and they were dumping bodies out there. So when I stepped out of the vehicle, I had like a big like pressure on my chest, like it was like real negative. And so somebody asked me a question off show, like it was a coworker said, "Hey, does Bigfoot get affected by strong negative waves?" I said, "Yeah, probably. I mean, it's possible." So
I mean, animals do that in general. I mean, how often do you hear about dogs or cats reacting to nothing, or won't go into this area and then there's activity? I mean, they're more in tune to things than we are. And can hear things that we can, maybe see things that we can't, because visual spectrums and all kinds of possibilities.
My next question, Jennifer Rose kind of answered it already, but I was going to ask, would you guys consider like researching other stuff other than paranormal, like flying humanoids or Thunderbirds?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we actually want to plan a trip to go check out aliens, see if aliens. Because again, Sydney over here is not a big believer in aliens, and everyone in the team's like, one of these days we're going to prove you wrong. And I said, you know what, I'm up for it. Like, let's do it. So yeah, we definitely want to do all aspects of the paranormal, whether it's Bigfoot, aliens, fairies,
Mothman.
Yeah.
Ash and I we haven't done any paranormal investigations recently, but we're kind of on the same page about. We always talk about like we don't think everything is like a demon. I wanted you guys' take on it. What? Go ahead, Ash.
I was gonna say I honestly don't believe in it at all.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't believe in infinite evil or anything like that. I think sometimes that things just react violently, like they're in pain, like you would think a cornered animal would. Mm-hmm. It's like, just because a tiger eats man does not mean that tiger is evil. It's just reacting to its environment. It's just being what it is, and it's not necessarily. I mean, if you become a spirit, and you're going to probably be in your most primal human form. And sometimes, and you're not aware, you're just reacting. And sometimes it is negative, or they're just trying to get your attention. Think about, like, I've had nightmares like this where no one can see or hear me. And trying to figure out, it's like, how, that's just like the worst feeling ever. Like, I'll wake up and just feel like, oh my God, I hate that. And then just imagine being that way for forever. And then finally you can be.
Yeah.
I mean.
I got you on that one. What's y'all's take on that?
Exactly that, 100%. Hollywood has played demons out so much that every time people see something in their house getting thrown or moved, they automatically go there to that point that, oh, it's demonic, I need to get it out of my house.
Right.
That's most likely never the case.
And I think most people are afraid of the idea of death because, I mean, you have to accept your own humanity, and anything associated with that is scary or dirty or unclean, and
right, yeah,
and I think not just religion, but superstition and things like that, and yes, like movies and had kind of warped people's perception, and I think we need to kind of just be like, okay, that's just a part of life. It's like like a tree, or a bird or anything. It's a part of nature. It's lightning. It's energy. It's everything. It's just part of life. It's death, and sometimes there's something else that we don't quite understand after that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I personally, I believe in demons, but I don't think they're at every location. I think demons, you have to want them to come in, or you have to let them come in, and that's just me. And
I mean, if it's something like that, I mean, I don't totally disbelieve in it, but I don't think that, again, it's as common as people might think. And I don't think that it's kind of like maybe just something on a higher level. Like what people think are demons might be the next person's alien or interdimensional being or whatever. And it's like there's good and bad in everything.
I just think I just think that they're not of this world. And if they come into this world, you have to invite them. And that's just me. And not every case is a demon. It's, residual, or it could be like, because people have energy. As you live, as you live and you're happy, and if you die violently, there's all energy there. So it gets like stuck somewhere. It's like a VCR. It just plays over and over. So that's just me. But
and that's one of the reasons why we don't really associate with, like, the Ouija board, for instance. You don't know what comes out of that thing. It could be a demon. It could be just, negative energy, or it could be, just a harmless thing. We don't know. So we don't associate that. We stay away from that because you don't know what's out there. And that's why it's called the paranormal. That's why we investigate it. That's why, it's the unknown.
Yeah, it's a tool to me. I mean, I don't necessarily have one right now, but I've done deviation. I've had that before, and I feel like it's a tool. But a hammer can build a wall, or it could kill somebody. You have to use it correctly.
Boom, that's pretty good.
I mean, it's a tool. Just you have to respect it, because I mean, it would be like inviting someone to your home and being an asshole to them. Yeah. You don't do that, and then you just walk away and be like, okay, bye, and just leave them in your house. You gotta welcome them, be nice, be courteous, and then okay, bye. Let them go.
Well, good deal. Anybody else have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct. Not everything is a demon. It's very, very rare that it's actually a demon. There's what are they, four main types of hauntings, which demonic being one of them. So,
and you got your residual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't going to name all four. I was just
I was like, I'm waiting for you to join in here.
Significance of the fact that the demonic haunting is only one of the four. Yeah. But yeah, like Jen, if you would like to share the rest of those. I love giving Jen Reuter opportunities to talk. So she doesn't talk a lot, but it's not because we're overpowering her. She doesn't care.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I think you do really good at it.
I think so too.
That's what they keep trying to get me to do podcasts, and I'm like, no. No.
Well, all we heard was a yes.
But thank you.
Well, I'm glad you're on. I'll say that. I'm glad you're on, because three of y'all make an awesome team. So
thank you so much.
We have been that a lot.
Let me see. I don't know if I have any more questions. The only questions I have are closing questions. I don't want to close yet.
How long we got?
We're 54 seconds in.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's like a running joke with us, because like the first or second time I did a podcast, I was looking at our soundboard at the number, and it was 1 hour and like 37 seconds, or 37 minutes, and I said 1 minute 37 seconds. So that's our running joke, is that I say, well, we're 55 seconds in.
I think it was the second one.
Was the second one?
I don't know, because I wasn't here.
Oh, I
just wanted to rub that in.
That's the only one you weren't on.
I know, and it was horrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
People were fighting.
Okay. We won't dwell on that.
I don't like to dwell, but sometimes I just be like to just like
too
flick
sweet.
it like you smack a new tattoo.
Hey man, too sweet. So, you guys, I know you guys said you're doing some stuff on June 25th. You got anything else you got going on? There's pending. Are you guys going to be at the Dallas Dallas Paracon?
Yes, we will be in Dallas.
Do you have to? Do you have to sign up for that, or is that you just go?
So we're not going to have our own booth. So we're just there's tickets to buy.
Okay.
So if you go to the they have a Facebook page, and there's also the TexasParacon.com that you can go to purchase the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad at all. I don't want to quote because I don't have it in front of me, but the prices are not bad for 2 days. And then they also have different packages that you can do to have a meet and greet, 2 meet and greets, things like that. There's going to be a lot of awesome people there. A lot of the guys from Ghost Hunters, Hun will be there, Paramount United Network will be there, Tuesday will be there.
Man, we have to go to that.
When is it?
It's next year.
Oh,
it's next year, right?
It's next year, yeah.
Is this
That's why I was like,
next year.
Okay.
It's going to be next year.
Okay.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll probably go.
We should get a table and just do a podcast there.
We could.
That would be awesome.
And
I know the tables are like $600.
Fuck, you gotta pay for it. I'm just a security guard.
And then
I work overtime.
That's 2 weeks' pay for me.
So it's going to be in Dallas, August 13th and August 14th.
Look at the researcher in you. Look at you.
Oh, I've been planning this. Right.
Well, that gives us plenty of time.
Yeah, it's plenty of time
to
for us.
scratch up $600.
Yeah, we can sell some stuff. I can sell some comics.
And so with the $600, they give you 4 VIP passes.
Well,
yeah.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got to find 2 other people.
Yeah, backstage access, basically, for the VIP,
Dope.
and then...
Let's do that.
Dope. Cool. Chill.
I love that. Awesome.
I'm trying to think of anything else I need to ask y'all.
So we do actually have some exciting news we'd like to share.
Do it.
So starting Tuesday, Ghoul Gals Paranormal has been asked to do a weekly podcast show on Paranormal United Network. It's going to be called Beyond Paranormal with Ghoul Gals. So we will actually get to have our own show on the network, which we are very, very blessed and very proud to be a part of.
Is this the first time you're mentioning it?
This is the first time we're mentioning it.
So
we got an exclusive.
We have an exclusive.
We keep getting those, man.
Damn. Yes.
For the 40
we were just told today that this was something that was going to happen. It just became official.
Nice.
Today.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Too sweet.
We are super excited.
I gotta get you guys to say too sweet. Do too sweet.
Too sweet.
Babies. We're gonna have to record them doing it again since they're over here more.
I love that.
My nephews are like 3 years old, and they do too sweet all the time to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And,
love that. Yeah, my 3-year-old watches YouTube religiously, and he watches this little boy who unboxes stuff with his dad. So he'll come home and he's like, "What are we gonna unbox today?" And he like pretends to unbox something, and he goes over like some random toys, and I'm like, "Dude, it's crazy."
Yeah,
is it toys that this kid like unboxes?
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about because like Sebastian and Ricardo watch this kid all the time.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of them.
He makes like $1 million. He makes like $1 million just like with toys or something.
Yeah, it's like Ryan's World or something.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. Sebastian
it is the same one.
We'll go to Walmart and he's like, "Oh, look, it's Ryan," and I'm like, "Yep, keep going." Ryan cost Mom way too much money. Let's go.
Look, it's Ryan, man.
For real, like, damn it, Ryan, you make more money than I do. And I work at What's wrong with that picture? If I knew back then that all I had to do was unbox toys and make a lot of money, I would have done it.
Me too.
Who knew?
So, if someone wanted to reach out to Ghoul Gals Paranormal, what's the best way to do it?
We have an email address, ghoulgalsparanormal.com, and you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram and YouTube. There's nothing on there, but you can find us.
Okay.
We're also on TikTok. There's nothing on that either, but we're working on it. I'm trying to get these girls.
So on our TikTok, we have the epic fail video where you try to fly the drone for the first time and you crashed it.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Okay.
It's basically just me turning the drone on and saying, "Oh shit."
Good deal.
Oh, can I mention something else?
Did you want to say something else?
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that if you go to the pun store, teespring.com/store/the pun store 5, you can get Paranormal United Network
Gear.
merchant, gear, merch. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Wanted to kind of shout them out like that. Just run. Probably, hopefully, Steven listens to it and say, "Good job, Jen." I'm just trying to get props for Steven.
Right on. I'll whenever I guess whenever we sign off and stuff, you guys can give me whatever links you want, and I'll add it on to the podcast.
Awesome, perfect.
So, one last question before we sign off. What advice would you guys give to someone that wants to start a group or wants to get into paranormal? What type of advice would you give out?
Don't do it so quickly. Make sure that this is something that you want to do. If it's just a hobby and you want to do it every now and then, or if you actually want to investigate and help people, just decide what your plan is first. Then go into what equipment am I going to need? What equipment do I already currently have? Because it's not a cheap thing to do.
And definitely don't rush into getting your team together. I mean, try them out, see if you like each other and see if you're a good fit, interview them. That way you know what you're getting into, and so do they.
Yeah. And we have an application process. We have an interview process. And then we have the training process.
Yeah. And don't let those doubters and those naysayers know you can't do it. If you want to do it, you set your mind to it, and you go out and you accomplish it. Don't listen to anyone, especially if they say, "It's not going to last. Y'all aren't going to do that well. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are going to be coming back. Y'all are going to be crawling back." No, don't listen to it. Go out and set your mind to it, set your heart to it, and go after your dream. Yeah.
Good advice. Okay.
And then we'll take y'all ghost hunting. Y'all take us Bigfoot hunting, and we'll just do it.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
If you go to East Texas, I can do both.
Yeah,
that's where I used to be my stomping grounds.
A little bit of each.
We just go to Jefferson, and that's like hot spot for both.
Yeah, Jefferson that has like Bigfoot and paranormal stuff. So yeah. we can do that.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm up for it.
And it's gorgeous, and there's great food.
Right on. I want to thank you girls for being on. You guys rock. I think the world of you. I want you to keep on doing what you're doing, and I'll be reaching out to y'all once I get too sweet. Once I get some cases in the greater San Antonio area, so even the surrounding area too. So
awesome! Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, Robert Jesse Dominguez. This is the section of the show that we talk wrestling with Earl the Pearl. Earl, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Man, it's good. It's been 2 weeks since we done a wrestling deal?
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
So, how's everything going for you?
Good. Had some family stuff the last 2 weeks, so it's been going good. How about you?
Good. It's been busy. Yeah, it's been busy for me and Bigfoot Club and comic book stuff and comic book writing and my brothership. So
I like that you had him on the Bigfoot Club.
Yeah. He's actually the very first non-Bigfoot, non-paranormal person to be on the show.
So he's not into he writes that comic book, but he's not into the paranormal or Bigfoot or anything.
He is. He's interested in stuff like that, and he's like he asks me questions all the time. But
cool.
He's not gonna go out and do it, but but he's never written a story where it has something to do with like something like Bigfoot like. Otherwise, I know he'd ask me my opinion or ask me to probably help him out on it, but no. But he hasn't done that yet. So anyway.
So with the plot twist, you're going to go out one day and he's going to be out there. He'll be like, what the? And he'll be like, I don't know how to tell you. I've been doing this for 20 years. You're like, no!
It's been under the hood. So.
I didn't know what a good time to tell you. Then you got into it and I didn't want to take your thunder.
What is it? For some reason, he has a deep voice all of a sudden, my brother.
Exactly.
So, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah, we do. There's been a lot of stuff from Slammiversary to the horror show to just tons of stuff.
Let's start off with Slammiversary. Hopefully you don't mind starting with that. So
no, I like TNA.
Okay, because actually Don Callis was back on the
commentary.
Yeah, commentary. Sorry.
Yeah, I remember I didn't get to see Slammiversary, but this week's Impact, Matson Rain and him, it was weird. Like Josh Matthews took a heel turn on Impact, but he was talking about Don Callis being on commentary. So I was like, oh, hey, Don Callis was there.
Yeah.
So was he actually there, or was he like satellited in?
No, he was there because normally, like before all this stuff took off. All the COVID stuff, he was there every week. Him and Josh Matthews do like the play-by-play and stuff like that. But but yeah, he was there just for Slammiversary because I think they do like another like a show. I can't think of the guy's name. He's like a writer for the show, but they do a show on Impact Plus, and he's on that all the time. But it's like from his house. But anyway,
I got you.
But I was kind of surprised because like the show opened up was the Motor City Machine Guns.
That's cool. I like him a lot.
So Chris Sabin's already like he's a writer on Impact, and you see he's on the if you watch the show regularly, he's on it all the time. What's his name? Alex Shelley's not. So for him to show up, I said, man, because I thought he had retired on Ring of Honor like a couple of years ago. Yeah, and he shows up, and they were taking on the Rascals, and because like the Rascals are probably like their new top talent that they want to push, but they're really young but they're really good. I really like their style, and
I like the Rascals too.
So that was going on. That was actually a really good match. I was kind of excited. I said because I was anticipating to see like some WWE guys, and then when they brought these guys out, so I kind of I go, wow, that was pretty cool. So
yeah.
They have some stuff with Moose with the TNA title, and they're still what I really like this storyline. It's a slow story, and I like it. I think anything that Moose is doing right now is gold. To me, it is.
Yeah, I like it.
Go ahead.
I like it. No, I like it. I was going to say I do like what they're doing with him because. Even when before I had stopped watching Impact for a good while, he was a face, and I was like, man, he should be a heel because he was going against. It was whenever he had come in, and it was like Bobby Lashley was the heel, and Moose was that, and they're like, oh, you didn't earn nothing, Moose, you don't deserve this, and he was like, come on, like that wide-eyed baby face. I was like, man, but now he plays the thing I like about it is it's not just a heel, it's a smug, arrogant heel, and that's the best heel that there is. I mean, you have there's different levels of heel, but the smug, arrogant heel is always my favorite, and that's I think is what he has. Going on right now. Because
like kind of like the way this is me on TNA. I mean on Impact is that on their show they have a habit of pushing like TNA old matches, like throwback matches, like from the past, and I'm not a big fan of that, but. I'm a big fan of him like taking on old TNA guys and beating them because that's his storyline. And like I because to be honest with you, that's the reason why I actually tune in to see who's gonna fight next and who's gonna beat. So, but I think they're building up. I'm hoping they're building up to do the Impact and the TNA title like go head to head.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and that way they can like maybe merge it and have a different looking title. Because I like the old TNA title. I think it looks like the old world title for WCW. That's me.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was because Moose was taking on Tommy Dreamer, and I actually didn't want to see that match, but I know they were doing it just as a build up because he's already beaten Tommy Dreamer already once before, but they probably didn't have anybody else TNA he's already beaten. No. So that was good because Tommy Dreamer came out and he had a shirt and it was like paying homage to Terry Funk, because when Terry Funk had a shirt that said Dusty sucks eggs.
Yeah.
when he had like a deal going on with Dusty Rhodes, Tommy Dreamer came out with a shirt that said Moose sucks eggs. So he was paid homage to Terry Funk. I kind of like that. That was kind of cool. Good. So
you should always pay homage to Terry Funk.
Absolutely. So
always. Because he's in the shadows. If you don't, he'll find you and he'll wrestle you because he still does that.
But they had the women's gauntlet. Kylie Ray won that. I was expecting that.
Yeah.
Kylie Ray's probably one of their best wrestlers, and probably she's got a really good shtick. I like her deal with her always being happy and smiley Kylie and stuff like that. So I kind of like it. That's just me.
Yeah, I like Kylie Ray. She's very underlooked, very underappreciated, but she's a really good wrestler.
Yeah. They after that they had a segment where Don Callis and Josh Matthews were talking, and Heath Miller, Heath Slater, WWE guy, jumps over the rail and grabs the microphone and gets in the ring and starts talking and saying he had a shirt that said "Free Agent."
Yep.
And he's claiming that he wanted to make an impact on Impact, and I thought it was kind of cool. And Rajul. I don't know if I'm saying his name right.
That's a mouthful.
Rajul.
Yeah, something like that. Ra's al Ghul. What?
Yeah. So he comes out, and for some reason he's like the squash king right now. So if he's coming out, he's probably going to get squashed by Heath Miller.
Yeah.
Heath does he squashes him and then leaves and stuff like that. So that was a pretty good segment. And the next match over was Chris Bay versus Willie Mack, and Chris Bay is they're pushing him really, really hard.
He's a good wrestler.
He is.
That's the thing. I like that they're pushing him, and he's a well of untapped potential.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Kofi Kingston.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Willie Mack, I love Willie Mack, but
I love Willie Mack too.
He's just not a very good talker. That's
his downfall.
They probably need to get a mouth for him, someone just to talk for him or something, because his ability. I think so. Yeah, his ability is great, and he puts on great because I loved him in Lucha Underground. Yeah, he was great in that one.
Yep. He didn't have to talk much in Lucha.
No, he didn't, because they had acting already. You had actors already there for that. So, but that was kind of cool on that one. And then I don't know where they're going with this one. The North was taking on Ken Shamrock and Sami Callihan, and so they're kind of pushing that story. I kind of liked it, I kind of liked it at first, but I'm not sure where they're going now with it.
Yeah,
because Sammy's, believe it or not, Sammy's a babyface now.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. I never thought I'd ever see Sami Callihan as a babyface, but they make him a babyface.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So that's kind of odd. And then they had a segment and it was kind of funny toward the end. I mean, after this, there was Heath Slater or Heath Miller was in the back. Yeah, he was high-fiving people, and he runs into Rhino, and they started hugging each other. Go, hey, So, it was what's his name? Scott Devore. I guess he's the face of the Impact Management on the show.
Yeah,
and he shows up and he says, "Hey, you guys have a history. You got a history." He goes, "Yeah, we have a history." He goes, "Yeah, so you're a free agent." He goes, "Yeah." And so he was kind of making the idea of saying, "Hey, this is a close set, and you don't really work for us." So
nope.
So they were kind of pushing this idea that that he hasn't signed with them, which I kind of like. It's kind of funny,
Yeah.
And so Rhino was telling, he goes, "Hey, I'll go ahead and take care of it. Don't worry about it. Show up Tuesday, and I'll have it worked out." And so Heath Miller looked really concerned, and he walks off. So I thought that was kind of funny. So.
Yep.
So let me see here.
They were a good tag team. I hope they do something with them.
Yeah, and then Deonna Purrazzo beat Jordan Grace, which I thought was a great match. It was a really good match.
I think that's a good angle to go with.
Yeah,
because Deonna Purrazzo is so talented.
She is, and
she's
she
a good
has
talker too.
Yeah, she has a good personality, and so she's I just like it. I like the robe. I like her, her entrance. I like all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of, in a way, it kind of makes you forget about Tessa Blanchard a little bit in a way.
Yep, I agree.
So,
yep.
The last match was Eddie Edwards, Ace Austin. He had Madman Fulton there, but he didn't get involved, which I thought kind of like. Trey with the Rascals. Rick Swan showed up.
Yep.
And then Eric Young showed up.
2 surprise entrances. Yeah, I like the fact that Rick Swan came back.
Yeah.
And then I didn't. Like I saw that. I watched that match on YouTube. I didn't know that was Eric Young. I was like, who's the other guy? And then he took his thing off. And I still don't like Eric Young with no hair. Like, give him a beard and make him bald, or let him have his hair and no beard. But when he has no hair, his face, I don't know, something about his face just looks really weird.
I
don't know about that.
Did he wear a mask when he was Insanity on NXT? I don't recall. I don't remember.
When they first came out, they had like the whole Aces and Eights looking thing, like you didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
I believe they were like bandanas. And then when they took him off, then it was Eric Young. He had the shaved head, but he had the beard.
Yeah,
so that's what they did. They had like a face covering, so you didn't know who it was.
Because I think he had a gimmick when it was TNA or Impact back then, where he was like a superhero. One was, I can't remember the name of it, and then he was the cowboy Eric Young.
He did when he was crazy Eric Young.
Yeah,
he did a bunch of stuff. Like when he was at ODB, and then whenever he found the old TV title on the trash, it became double champion. And
then he married her, right? He married her on.
Yeah, he married ODB, all the thing. But I like the double belt because his whole mission with that belt was to find Scott Baio, because in his eyes, Scott Baio was the biggest TV actor. So it was TV title. I got to find Scott Baio. And he jumped out of the tree in the golf course. And Scott Baio was like, "I've been waiting for this day." And he was trying to hit him with the golf club.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. I had just started watching Impact again, and it reminded me of like WCW. And I was like, oh God, I can't watch this. This is so horrible. And then I saw Eric Young, and I'm like, wait a minute, I will give you a chance. So yeah, I never got to see Eric, and I never got to see Team Canada Eric Young.
Yeah, that was actually a good match. I was really happy that they awarded Eddie Edwards the title, because I thought he deserved it. He deserved it.
Yeah, and I like that Eric Young didn't miss a beat of being a heel, and he destroyed Rich Swann.
Yeah,
and I was happy about that.
And then he wins. Eddie Edwards wins the title. Of course, he's going to get attacked by Madman Fulton and Ace Austin, and then they cue.
Yeah, I like their music.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, I like their new music. So good.
The Good Brothers come out, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and when they first come out, you kind of get the idea that they're going to attack Eddie Edwards, because that's what they do.
Yep.
Because they're normally heels, right?
Yep.
So they attacked Madman Fulton and Ace Austin, and then Eddie Edwards helped them get Ace Austin out of the ring, and they had him the belt, and it ends the show that way. Which I thought was kind of cool. I said, okay, they made a statement.
They have a beer first.
Yeah, that's true. talking shop beer. So,
man, I just don't get it. I like what they're doing. They're staying away from the too sweet thing, but it's like when Carl
Carl Anderson, is he supposed to be like Stone Cold now? Like they're combining stuff, and it's really weird. Yeah. I like what they're doing, but it's really weird.
I heard that the rumor was when they signed with Impact that their deal was they're allowed to go to New Japan and wrestle too.
They need to go back. So
I'm assuming that they're going to do that, and then they want to wrestle here also with Impact. So I thought that was part of their, from what I read somewhere. I can't remember where I read that, but that was part of the deal. But right after this show, there's a promo, and it's EC3 that's holding that glass of, I think, scotch or something, and turns around and throws it against the wall and walks off. So I thought that was cool.
I do too. Now with New Japan, the whole landscape has changed. That'll be interesting to see what they do if they actually do go back to wrestle over there.
Yeah,
because the Bullet Club has changed.
Yeah,
the whole landscape has changed.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah,
no matter what, they'll get respect when they go over there.
Of course, I mean they will, and it's interesting how they're gonna. Probably what's the landscape going to look like whenever they show up? If they're going to be they're going to be involved with Bullet Club, they're going to attack Bullet Club. Bullet Club's going to attack them.
Hey, with the whole setup that they've done with Evil and everything, turning on, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting. That would be definitely something to watch and see. But yeah,
right on.
I heard nothing but good things about Slammiversary, and I did watch a few matches on YouTube and stuff. So I thought they did really good for what they had.
Yeah.
And even if you think, I know we haven't talked about this week's Impact, but even this week's Impact, oh my gosh, like the theme music changed. They already have a new promo packet in the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like their beginning. They've already got the new people on there and stuff like that. It even feels different too. So I'm very excited about Impact.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm seriously considering ordering the Impact Plus now.
Yeah, and man, it's just like it feels like life got rebreathed or rebreathed or has got back into their lungs. So it's very interesting to see how they deal with it, to see if they can make Impact even better because of all the new people they got. So,
I wouldn't be surprised if they got a new TV deal like really quick.
Man, I hope so. I like where they're at. Access is the place to be because it has new Japan and stuff on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got Hulu, and Hulu doesn't have that, so it kind of sucks.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll be on Hulu. Maybe, you never know.
Yeah. So that was a good show. I will say this: I started Extreme Rules the Horror Show like kind of late, and I started it I think right at whenever MVP came out. That's whenever I started watching it. So I know Cesaro and Shinsuke. Were they the opening act, or was that the pre-show?
No, they were the opening.
Okay.
Yeah, Horror Show was good. I enjoyed it.
Did they do away with the pre-show?
No, there was I don't remember if there was a pre-show or not for that.
Because they usually have a
match. I don't think so. They didn't. Well, they didn't have that many. They didn't have that many matches on the card, so I don't think if they didn't have a pre-show, they didn't need it. Here's the thing. I'm going to say it was about. I told one of my friends, 45% enjoyable. Mm-hmm. I'm a Bray Wyatt fan, so I like what they did. The homage they paid to the horror movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I like what they did with the last match. That's when everybody's all like, "Oh, this is the downfall of the cinematic." But anyway, so it was really good. There was a lot of layers to the Braun Bray Wyatt. Like they paid big homage to horror movies.
Yeah,
and they also paid homage to the Bray Wyatt Braun thing. I liked it a lot. I didn't love it. I'm not like a fanatic, but I thought it was very enjoyable.
Yeah,
their match was either you liked it or you didn't.
Yeah, it was that one is I'm scratching my head because I'm thinking, okay, this story is gonna continue. It's not ending, so they're gonna it's something because I'm not. I've told you this before on previous shows. I am not a big Bray Wyatt old, the old Bray Wyatt stick. I like the new one that he has now. I love the Fiend. I love his Mister Rogers persona. I love that. Sometimes I agree. Sometimes that's the only reason why I tune into SmackDown, just to see his stuff, and because I love it. I mean, because I would never thought down the road that I'm gonna tune into SmackDown just to watch Bray Wyatt, because
there you go.
I didn't like him as Husky Harris. I didn't like him as regular Bray Wyatt. So I said, come on, man. But
the bad part is like whoever it is that sours on characters does not like anything that Bray Wyatt does.
Yeah,
it gets really bad, and I don't understand why. Because his mind for wrestling is very good. I think but it's the whole family though. Look at Bo Dallas.
Yeah,
Bo Dallas. They sour on Bo Dallas too. It's like is it because you don't like Irwin or Shyster? That you don't like their daddy? Did you not like their grandpa? You know what I'm saying? Like what is it? Because their wrestling lineage is one of the strongest. But yeah, I don't know what it is about his wrestling lineage, about him or his dad or anything like that. I don't know if it was like Vince hates Blackjack Mulligan. I don't know.
Yeah,
but something happens.
I mean, I was saying earlier, like before you got off, was I like him as a worker. He's great. He can work with anybody. He can work with anybody. He can cut a promo like no one's business. But I just never liked that swamp shtick with his fedora, and it just never sold me. I mean, it just never scared me. I mean, I've never been scared of anybody like in a fedora. That's just me, but
I like the whole aspect of, like I said, there's so many different levels of heels.
Yeah,
and I like that. Again, I'm a big heel fan.
Yeah,
like I said, when I was younger, I was all about faces, but as I got older, I'm like, heels. Yeah, you can do what you want, say what you want, but it takes a little bit to actually make people not like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably the most boring match was Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio to me.
Oh my God, I fast forwarded through that match.
Yeah,
I'm like, I can't. This is stupid. The really good matches, man. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Oh my God, that match was so good.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
That one actually told a pretty good story on.
Really did.
On Drew, like trying to be patient and trying to not get angry and stuff like that. It was like it showed on his face and it showed on his actions and his body language, which I thought was really, really good. So
yeah, and then you had, like I said, Dolph. That's sad though, because like every angle is for the last 5-6 years is what about me? Like he had the one where he had to put his career on the line.
Yeah.
He had the one where, and then you had whenever he got Drew McIntyre back with him.
Yeah.
It's my time, and then they broke up, and then so even the Otis one, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's all about me. I'm like, but he never wins, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like maybe you go back. Like when he had Vicky with him, man, that was like some of his best work. But he was actually doing good. And then he had AJ Lee and Big E with him.
Yeah.
But then the concussion sidelined him, and he lost his title.
Yeah, he lost.
I don't know, man.
He lost his momentum then, and they didn't really trust him on holding big storylines, big titles, and stuff like that. So I kind of felt bad. I kind of felt bad for him then. But probably
because that was his. Yeah. Oh, so good.
But probably like the match of the night to me was Sasha versus Asuka, and to me the way, because they're so over right now, they're so over with their storyline because they're like the hottest thing right now, and so the way she won the title, I loved it because like you knew on Monday Night Raw that someone's going to say, hey, that's not the right way to do it.
Yeah.
And you knew someone was going to do that, and then like force them to make another match of this, and then do it again. And Sasha's going to win that one, and to put her completely over. That way, they both have 2 belts, and them prance around and beat DMD, on her ratings. So it's funny how I just threw in an AEW reference.
It's so bad. Like, if you watch it,
yeah.
So it's like, I know Monday Night Raw and SmackDown are not in the war. Now, if they don't improve their ratings, they may lose a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like the main roster is just taking AEW stuff and just blatantly stealing.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Man. And I got mad too because I forgot that they were calling them the Golden Role Models, and I'm like, are you literally taking the name from New Japan Pro? Like, screw it, we're WWE, we're just going to take whatever we want.
It's ours.
I'm like, it's so bad. I'm like, you can't just. It's one thing for wrestlers to steal other people's gimmicks. Like, okay, I like your gimmick. I'm going to take that. I'm going to make it my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the stuff they're doing, just like blatant stealing. I'm like, the bad thing is, it's not like they're stealing it and making it so much better. You know what I'm saying? They're like either the same level or like a level below. It's like you don't steal stuff to achieve mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, that's all right. We're just going to just sour this. So I don't get it.
What was your take on? And we won't go through the whole thing on Raw.
Yeah.
What was your take on Raw? What was the most significant things that stuck out to you the most?
So some things that stuck out to me was we were just talking about like Asuka and Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny because she was like, "You were given this title, you didn't win it." And I was like, "That's exactly what your friend just did for you. Yeah. You didn't win it, no." Other than that, I really liked everything that was going on with Bobby Lashley, Farouk, Shelton Benjamin, MVP. Like, if you look at that, like, that's just like
Ron Simmons.
It was so good. Ron Simmons. Yeah, it's everything they did. And then I like that he was like, "Why don't the Travis Seven Champ come out?" Or she was like, "I'm not doing that." He's like, "We weren't talking to you." Then they beat him. And if I'm Bobby Lashley, I'm thinking, okay, so two people have belts and I don't.
Yeah.
Like, that part intrigued me. It was like, if MVP is holding up title, you brought in Shelton Benjamin as your new, person in your crew. He's even though it's the 24/7 title.
Yeah.
He's still a champion. You're supposed to be the main attraction, and you're just carrying people's bags. That's the way I'm getting at. I'm like, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I was kind of thrown off a little bit because I haven't read anywhere that what's going on with Apollo Crews. Why he hadn't?
I don't know.
Is he really hurt?
Medically cleared. I don't know if he was someone that had like the COVID. I don't know. But
because like
they're keeping it all under wraps.
Because they're doing that, but they're still doing the storyline without him, with the title, with this group, and because the only way to go on this is to push Apollo over. Is once he gets back, he's got to win. He's got to win that title. He's got to win it, or.
Yeah.
Because that's the way I look at it. I don't know. Maybe they give it to MVP and he just goes from there. I don't know, but I just think they're going to push him over once he gets back. Yeah. So that's me.
I think they have to.
Yeah.
They had the Cinderella story.
Yeah.
But it's WWE, so you never know. Other than that, man, it were just little things. But yeah, those are the two big really things that stuck out.
You know what? I didn't get to listen to Big Show's promo. I heard it was really good.
I heard it was good, but then I didn't get to see their match. But I heard their match drew really horrible.
Yeah,
for a match that's been built up.
Yeah, it looked bad. I go, okay. I'm gonna start.
I heard he was gassed.
Yeah.
And he's in good shape, but he was sweating and just gassed after like 5 minutes. I was like, that's not good. You got to retire.
What about NXT? I didn't get a chance to watch it at all, so I'm gonna go.
I didn't record, so I didn't get to record it.
Okay.
And I was like, I had to pick one. I was like, I'll just record NXT. I'll record AEW. I'll watch NXT on the app. Apparently, they haven't uploaded it, so I had to watch on Hulu. So it was very condensed. But what I liked about it was Keith Lee relinquished the NXT North American title, but but he did it because they gave him a shot. They gave him an opportunity. So he doesn't want to hold both belts and cause people not to have an opportunity.
That's noble.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. So basically what's going to happen is they are doing, over the next 4 weeks leading up to NXT TakeOver 13 or whatever. Mm-hmm. 1 second. They're doing triple threat matches. And they're going to have, at the thing, they're going to have a ladder match for the NXT North America title. So the graphic shows 5 spots. So I think it's really good what they're doing. Now, the reason I say that is this week, I don't know if you probably read who won, didn't you?
I didn't get a chance to. I was like,
okay, good. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna see what you think. So the triple threat match to see who's the first one in there. It was Gargano, Roderick Strong, and I always forget his name, but he's big boy. What is it? I always get him confused with Rocky Romero, and I know it's not him.
Right.
It's the guy from Australia. He's that thick boy. What is his name? I just drew a blank because I just watched it, and I was like, I gotta remember that name. Oh, I don't.
I can't think of his name either. So,
Bronson Reed.
Yes. Okay. I know that.
Okay.
The big guy, right?
Yeah. So they had an interview, and Roderick Strong was talking about this was going to be the beginning of the Undisputed Era coming back. Then Gargano came on talking smack, and then Bronson Reed came on. So it was a really great triple threat match. But out of those 3, who do you think won?
I'm gonna say Gargano.
Bronson Reed.
They did. Wow.
So yes. So it was really good the way they set it up. So he was wrestling, he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? They attacked him first. Then him and Gargano and Roderick Strong had a heck of a match. At the very end of it, Gargano hits his finisher on Roderick Strong. He gets ready. He hits it, and then he rolls over on his back, and it was very seamless. So he hits his thing, he rolls over, also he goes flying off the top, lands on Gargano, but the reason why he won is Roderick Strong's hand was still right there, so when Bronson Reed hit, he landed on Gargano, and he landed on Roderick's hand. So Roderick, as soon as it happened, he's like, he rolled over to the side, and it was 1, 2, 3. So he didn't have a chance to, destroy the match. He didn't have a chance to even try to retaliate and try to get it back because he was laying on his hand up to his wrist. So yeah, it was really good. And then Gargano sold it really well. Like Gargano had to look like, I don't know what just happened, and then he was mad. But yeah, I was very happy. I was like, I cannot believe Bronson Reed just won this. It was so good. So then I wanted to see. Hopefully I get to see it on the network.
Yeah.
But it was Dango's birthday yesterday, on Wednesday. So they had a match, him and Breezes, and they came out as the Mounties. And I didn't get to see the match, but they said it was pretty good.
I gotta go back and watch it.
The ones that were on Hulu, they had Karrion Kross versus Dijakovic. It was really good, but then Karrion Kross got away with it, and he humiliated Dijakovic in front of.
He hasn't been on a while. He hasn't been on a while, has he?
No, he after Keith Lee won, he challenged with So he challenged Adam Cole with the time glass, and then they announced this North American is going to fight the champion, and Keith Lee took it and smashed the hourglass.
Okay.
And then after he won, then he was challenging him, and Dijakovic last week fought, and he suplexed Karrion Kross suplexed Dijakovic over and hit his head on the concrete. So then that's what set up the match for this week.
Okay.
But it was really good. Like Dijakovic was really, really good in that match.
Yeah.
But Karrion Kross ended up winning it.
I remember watching him in a Ring of Honor. He was really good then, but I haven't seen him. Has he been stuck like out of country because of COVID?
Like Karrion Kross?
I can't even say.
Oh no, he hadn't been on for a little bit. I don't know what the reason was.
Yeah.
But then whenever Keith Lee won the title, he came out and celebrated with him. And then that next week, on the 15th, that's whenever he gave Dijakovic the shot at the title, because he's like, "You've been my number one supporter here."
Yeah.
So he wrestled last week, and then Karrion Kross attacked him, and then he fought Karrion Kross this week.
Killer Kross,
so
you mean?
He had been off for a couple of weeks.
Killer Kross, you mean?
Yeah, yes, Killer Kross. So yeah, I thought it was really good. And then they had another match on there. It was I don't remember the other match that was on Hulu, but it was really good too. But no, like I said, I mean, there were some other matches, but Hulu only did 1 hour of it. So they just showed like the big profile matches. So, but no, it was really good. I liked it. I liked the whole building up for the NXT North American Championship or a ladder match.
Yeah.
Because he said the only caveat is he wants as many superstars to have a shot. So that's why they're doing a triple threat match.
What's going on with Adam Cole?
I don't know if he needs a break or what. I don't know. Like I said, he's not sick or anything. I watch the Up, Down, Down, and he's always doing the Uno with them and stuff like that. So.
There's a rumor going out that his contract's up. That's a rumor. That's a rumor. So
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, you got to either pay him big money or he's going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, AEW.
Yeah, and that's where his girlfriend's at.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I know.
And he's already been hanging out with them and stuff.
I know WWE is going to be. They're going to be super pissed if he signs with them. So
I think Triple H would do whatever he can to keep him there.
Yeah,
because he's one of their big, like he's one of the biggest draws.
Yeah, he is
for NXT.
It's probably.
So I don't know. It's interesting.
His merch is probably like off the wall and selling.
Yeah.
So.
And he's brought people up with him. You know what I'm saying? Like the Undisputed Era, like made Roddy Strong relevant again. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, yeah. And they've had some really good matches at the takeovers and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think if they let him go, that would be really bad. And the NXT is still going to roll on. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't want to go to the main roster. He wants to stay in NXT from everything I read. So
yeah.
I don't know.
The only thing I was going to say was I watched. We won't talk about the whole Impact deal on this one. But I wanted to point out that the Good Brothers came out. They got confronted, of course, by Ace Austin and Matt Fulton.
I watched that.
And then they got set up. They got set up to fight Reno Scum the very next week, which I think is good. So it's
Impact was really good this week.
Yeah, and EC3 attacked Moose, which I loved. I absolutely love that. So I mean, I thought it was good. Hopefully they'll continue a little bit more story on it, because like whenever they because like the show opens up with EC3 talking about controlling your own narrative.
Yeah,
that was his whole point. Fight. Don't let anybody walk all over you. And so when they were interviewing Moose, they're asking him, because, hey, are you going to extend any invitations to OTV?
Like, whatever that means.
Like EC3? And he goes, EC3's too busy doing his own narrative.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. That was really good.
But I don't know. There was some other stuff on there, like Rob Van Dam doing a promo.
I know. Oh, God,
why?
That was so horrible.
I go, why?
That was horrible. Yeah.
So,
well, hey, we get it. You have that one lady with you. And then she's like, free 99. I was like, I don't really understand what you're doing at all.
Yeah. What is this?
And Josh Matthews is like, oh, we get more. I'm like, no, stop.
And then
they're doing what they have to do to get viewers. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And then the Motor City Machine Guns win the tag titles.
Oh,
so
that was such a good match.
It was such a good match.
Yeah.
I mean,
like it.
Ethan Page and what's his name? Josh Alexander. I didn't realize how good they are together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they have really great chemistry.
They do, and it's like I like their whole deal. I like their whole.
I love the Doors.
So it's like I don't know. I like them a lot. I didn't realize it until like the last couple months that, I really like these guys a lot because these are guys that knocked out LAX. So
they did too.
So we can.
That poor kid died for no reason.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that.
The most cheesy car incident. Oh, yeah. That was funny though.
Yeah, it was.
I remember the dirt sheets on that. They're like LAX kills the kid. I was like, what the? And then I watched it. And I was like, oh, this is so horrible.
What did you think about AEW? Did you watch that or?
Yes, I did watch that. I thought it was really good. The whole Orange Cassidy, Jericho, I loved it. Other than that, I thought it was really good. They had, what was it? Hold on.
Opened up with Eddie Kingston coming out and Cody.
That's right.
And Eddie used to be. I know he's big on the Indies, but he used to be on Impact. He used to run LAX before Conan came back.
Yeah.
And so,
I thought it was really good the way he was. He was, again. It's funny though, because like in my eyes, Cody is a heel. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
He's the secret heel. Like I really think if they're going to do a Four Horseman gimmick, I think he's going to be the Ric Flair of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because his daddy fought the Four Horsemen so much, but. No, I liked it a lot. I liked that Eddie Kingston talked mad trash about Arn Anderson. He said the things that he had to say to get Cody to agree to it. But then, like I said, the matches each week are making Cody go to the limit. Like Sunny Kiss's match with him last week.
Yeah.
Really good. And I think they made that one even better because of that whole incident on Twitter.
Yeah.
But this week, it was really good. Like the thumbtacks. That was really good, a really good addition to it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like, like if he can't get a gash on his forehead or something, then he's going to use thumbtacks.
Might as well. But I thought it was really good. And then at the end, Arn Anderson was like, "I got to give you a hug, but you're hurt, so I'm just gonna massage your neck." You know what I'm saying? So, like Arn's like, "I got to give you an attaboy, but you're hurt, so I got to find a good way to do that."
I'm really happy that Darby Allin's back. I love that guy.
Oh my God! Did you? I know you just signed that new guy, but it looked like he knocked him out on that top rope when he jumped. Like he overshot it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't be hurting. Like he just really got back from an injury, and I'm like, you just gave him a concussion. I'm like, you're gonna break the storyline that they're doing.
Yeah.
For Brian Cage and Taz. I was like, but then Mox came out and helped him, which was cool. But like he hit him. Like I rewound it. Like he hit him. It was like the whole Enzo kind of knockout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it was worse because he didn't get whipped into it. He got like smashed into it. So he got like whipped. It looked like he could have had whiplash and a concussion. It was bad. I was like, oh my! Then you seen Mox pick him up and he fell backwards. And I was like, oh good Lord! I hope Darby Allin's nauseous.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's just like, just a storyline that he's doing because like I love Darby Allin.
If he didn't really get hurt, he sold the crud. His selling abilities are 1,000. It was really good.
I did notice that I didn't watch Dark either, so because I heard that Brian Cage attacked Darby Allin again too with Ricky Starks again. So I mean, I don't know.
That's what set up the whole Ricky Starks partnership was on Dark.
Yeah.
I didn't like. I don't. If you're given an award for the worst promo, like the Murder Hawk got this deep gargle voice, and I could not understand anything he said after he attacked those guys in the locker room. I was like, "What are you saying?" It was bad. He was like, I was like, I can't understand you, Murder Hawk.
Yeah, just let Jake the Snake talk.
I think so. Yeah,
so,
that's the best thing.
But what are your thoughts on? Because it was last week, and it's kind of carried into this week. What do you think's going on with Kenny Omega? Because it looks like he's about to turn heel.
Yeah, he did a interview, and he talked about that the first year was him building up talent, and he was like, "You don't get to be the best by doing just constant 5-star matches. you become the best by enhancing people around you,
mm-hmm.
and then you know when to take your shot. So I think he's becoming the cleaner again, which I am 1,000,000% in favor of.
Yeah,
I love the cleaner.
If he turns heel, then you know what, he's gonna be what. The Buck's probably not going to follow him. Probably Paige will.
No, I don't think so. Even this week, he didn't even really come out to help Paige.
Yeah,
he just came out because FTR came out. So that's what's interesting, because there's all those dirt sheets that FTR is going to be part of the new stable for the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the guy that owns the rights to the Four Horsemen is one of the AEW guys, but he's like the son-in-law to Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't been on AEW in like a month or two. There's the bigger heavyset guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so he owns it. It's the bigger guy with the beard. I don't remember his name. But if you have Hangman Page, and if they're going to start a stable, I don't know what that's going to do. So it's interesting. But yeah, I like the whole Hangman Page, and FTR together. I think that's a really good pairing. I do like that they are giving. I like next week they're going to have the 5-on-5 match.
Yeah.
With the Inner Circle. I was very happy that they let Sammy Guevara come back. I understand. He did it right. He didn't do the Hulk Hogan. He didn't go on social media and just keep saying why he shouldn't be blackballed.
Right.
He apologized. He did the classes. Even though it was something that happened like 5 years ago, what he did say was bad.
Yeah.
But he took his time off. He did what he was supposed to, and he came back. So I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, like the Inner Circle hasn't really been the Inner Circle without Guevara, which to me that shows that is a team. Because if you're not a team, you can replace somebody. You know what I'm saying? But like they haven't really been the Inner Circle without Guevara. So I like that. I'm glad he's back.
Yeah.
And I like that it's going to be them versus, Jurassic Express, and then the Best Friends in Orange Cassidy. So I do like what they're doing with that. So that should be really a good match.
Yeah. I follow because I know I can't think of Kurt Hawkins' real name. Is something Myers.
Oh yeah. I think he was in Impact.
Yeah, he cut a promo for Impact this past week. But his best friend Zack Ryder, which is Matt Cardona, he's been posting stuff about him and Gear, him holding his internet title, and saying that he's his new like logo is like I'm always ready, and so
I saw that,
and so they haven't mentioned anything on Impact, so I'm assuming he's gonna show up on AEW pretty soon.
That's the big thing. MJF on his Twitter feed, he was talking because he's really good. Not MJF, but Matt Cardona is really good friends with Cody Rhodes, and he was talking about if he joins AEW, then he's not going to have a good time because MJF will make sure him and Wardlow do not show him. But MJF's like a constant heel 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, just from that and some other things, I think he might be on AEW.
Yeah, I kind of hope so. Cause
I thought EC3 was going to be on AEW too, and now he's going back to Impact. So you know what? Right now, you can't trust social media for anything.
No, but
before you could, it was a good indicator. You know what I'm saying? But now with all the misdirection and stuff, I have no earthly idea.
Yeah, I'm assuming that because like they had a picture like in like I don't even know where like Rusev's going because I know he had rumor has it that he had contacted COVID-19.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so he's still holding out. So I don't know if he's going to go to Impact or AEW, but
what's funny is I watched him on Twitch, and he started like he was answering questions, and then he was like saying some things in Japanese and stuff. And people on the Twitch feed were like, "Oh, that's really interesting that because he was like, my Japanese game is strong." They're like, that's weird. It's almost like you're going to New Japan. And the people are like, oh, this match and this match. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be going to New Japan. And people are like, please, Ishii and you. And then they were talking about the one guy that mocked Spock. I always forget the name. His last name starts with an F.
Yeah.
The bald-headed guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where Rusev's going to go. Suzuki. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's like one of the old OG NJPW guys, and he's like known to really be like a legitimate bad guy, like not a bad guy, but a legitimate tough guy. Like if he fights you, you really like he does not pull punches. Like he wrestles very stiff.
Well, I'm pretty excited about where these guys are going, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them that get a chance to
show off their talent.
Yeah, show off their talent and able to be creative in their own narrative and stuff.
Because like I said, the bad thing is people are like, oh, they got fired from WWE, but if you look at it, like WWE will, like, what was it? John Morrison said it. He was like, the best thing that he talked about, the best thing he ever did was get fired from WWE, because with his whole body of work, like when he was doing the Independence and he did the Lucha Underground and then he did the other stuff and Impact and stuff, he was like, most of those people are still afraid to get fired, that they'll do whatever it is, but you're destroying your prime. Like he said, he was lucky he got cut where he still wasn't like out of the prime of his prime, so he got to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, if you just stay there for 10 years and you're never used and then they let you go, that was 10 years. That was your prime that you wasted just sitting and catering or whatever.
Yeah.
And now what are you going to do? So, and a lot of them, they're in their 30s, but with the way you can do your body now, like if you travel, you get an RV or you get a bus, or you know what I'm saying, or you do fly, but you get there early and you rest and stuff like that. It was like you can be 39 and still be okay. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see where they go.
Yeah, it is. But I think that's going to do it for the show, man.
Oh, good. Wow, didn't even feel like it's been that long. I've been talking about a bunch of stuff.
We went over. It's probably a little less than an hour, but it's
okay.
It's an hour and 4 minutes. But I know we had some pauses. So.
A minute and 4 seconds.
Yeah. Earl, you all right, brother?
I just tried to say that. We never did that on here, and I was like, minute 4 seconds, awesome.
Oh man, that's great.
Good time.
So,
all right, bye everybody.
I must bid you adieu, and so, goodbye, and good night, bye!